Hi, this is Juha from NouxCloud, and this video is about release notes November 2024. And here's our list for today. Not so many topics, but some of these are rather big, and I have a different kind of approach this time, so I'm not going to show that much video, live video from our system, but I'll rather do this with screenshots with slides. Uh, the reason is that there would have been so much jumping between the systems and blurring and so forth. So I'm trying something new here. Uh, Please give us feedback. How do you like this approach? But okay, let's start with the new central features. First, we have this serious picker copy and add multiple features, meaning this is now a view from a panel that I'm editing or adding, and here's one series that has been added. Previously, you only had an option to add with this one by one new series here. Now we have a copy option. So if for some reason you need the same function, or let's say the same variable, but then just quickly edit the function or something like that. So that is now possible, but even more importantly, it is now possible to add multiple variables at once. So if you click this icon, you will get an selector uh, to to first select node, and if then there are multiple variables behind that node, it is possible to select them here, and that this way you can bring in multiple variables at once. Of course, the function will be the same for all of these, but as long as that's not a problem, then it's quite easy to bring these in. Okay, and then we have this two-factor authentication by admin. You probably remember previously we added this two-factor authentication, but it was only so that users themselves could enable that, and well, that's not very good security policy. So now it's possible so that when creating a new user, it is possible to force this two-factor authentication. Uh, in order to do this, you need to have a root role, and you need to be a key user. But so basically, you're an admin user of the system, and therefore you can do this to other users then. But now possible for those also. Then this data amount monitoring. This is quite nice new feature. As you remember, there are there are certain limits depending, of course, on your subscription level, that how much data can you use. And now it is possible that you can see it yourself, that where are you, meaning that if you go to settings and companies, and there's this usage tab, and here you can then see API usage is equals to our outbound in your contracts. So basically, every time you create a dashboard and use it and browse it, so it will use the interfaces within this system. And because this is a cloud service, it needs to be limited somehow, because it will cause cost. But anyway, now you can see that what's happening with that. Um, and the other thing that is restricted is the data space, basically. So this TSDB means time series database size, meaning that when you're collecting the data and saving it to our system, it will of course take up some space. But here you can see that how it's been evolving, and here is a small time range selector also for this, so you can monitor that what's happening with your data amounts. All right, then OPC UA replay. Um, what is this about? Sometimes you have a need that when you're collecting data, then also to create an OPC UA server out of that data. For example, if you have a simulation model that's using that as a data source. And the use case is that let's assume that you have something that has gone, perhaps something has gone wrong with the machine, and you don't know what, but you do know the time range when something happened. Then you can run this actual data that you have collected to that simulation model by publishing it to the OPC UA server. And it is, we call it replay function. There are options you can select that which time range to take, then some authorizations, and then you need to select the data. This is something that you have collected, so this is what we take, and this is what we publish to the OPC UA server. Then you need to set that up, and then you can connect to this OPC UA server and use the data. You need to, of course, then trigger this. There's a play and stop functions, and this might be limited somehow so that you cannot create this kind of eternally repeating OPC UA server with this. But the case is that you know from a specific time range that this is something that I'm interested in, and you need to replay that one. This is quite nice feature. It has been rather popular among our customers. Then this is a big one also, and a special case. It's called share embedding. It means that, or the use case here is that if you need to embed this dashboard to some of your other systems, like for example, if your organization is using SharePoint or something like that, and you need to embed it there in a controlled manner. So it is now possible, meaning that let's assume that we have a dashboard, and as usually we do also have a possibility to create a share link out of it. So if you select that, and if this is available, this feature for you, there are this kind of a toggle authentication needed. And if you select that, then you have some additional options that how does the share, what does it show. But anyway, the point is that you have this authentication needed. So if you click that one or select that one and save this share, you get a link. And then if you go to the settings and integration tokens, you can create here a integration token, tie it down to a role, and perhaps restrict also the nodes that what can be seen. And once you have these things, you have integration token and you have that link, you can basically create, this is an example of HTML page, meaning that you can see here that this is embedded to another, I'm using my browser, you can see it from this bar, but you still have this embedded here, this dashboard. And like I said, with other features, you can control that what is it actually showing. Is it showing the logo or not? But anyway, this is the way that you can create these kind of secure embeddings with our share. And yeah, please bear in mind that all features that I'm showing here, it's not available for everyone. It depends on your subscription level. Like this, for example, is a very special case. So not available for basic services. All right, but that was the new central app features. Then let's take a look at these new edge features or edge application features. And first we have this API folder browse, so basically meaning that we have added the documentation to the Edge API where you can also browse these folders of our file system, meaning that this is then what is used when, if you are using our system as a file transfer tool, and then on the edge decide to do something to that file. So it is possible to browse that which files are available. So this has been added to our API documentation in Swagger. Data forwarding. Now what is this about? Couple of words about data forwarding. This is the basic setup of NouxNode. On the left side we have PLCs that act as data source devices, and then we have our edge application on some edge device, and then we have central application that has the databases. There are some variables, some data on the PLCs that we want to collect, so we can set up a data collector and have that data. And currently we are pushing the data as is to central application and to the databases. What we can achieve by bringing in this data forwarder is that we can filter the data that we are going to send. Uh, and you may ask that what is the benefit of this one. Well, it's not so big if we are only using this one data forwarder to our central application. But if we have other destinations, for example Snowflake, we can first of all have now multiple destinations, and then we can filter the data. We can send only the relevant data to the relevant destinations, and we can have multiple ones, multiple data forwarders, and of course have filtering for those. And now the big benefits become more apparent, because if you think how would have done this before, each of these destinations basically would have required their own data collector, and that would have caused load to the PLCs. And we have to remember that the main purpose of the operational technology is to keep the machine running, not provide data. Uh, so this way we are loading the correct place, meaning the edge, and it's scalable. It can have more resources, and it can handle more stuff. And other benefits include that we can, of course, now mix a bit these technologies, meaning, for example, that we can collect data from Modbus system and then we could forward it as OPC UA, for example. And then we can set these multiple destinations that what we actually use. Ultimately, we can even drop our central application away from this, so we don't take the data, but it's only used to configure the edge and send to the correct destinations. Okay, that was the theory of data forwarding, and now in practice this is what it looks like. So we are under gateways, and viewing one gateway. You see here that we have tab for data collectors, and similar way we have tab for this data forwarding. And here you can see an example of Snowflake. So this is these are the parameters that you can use to connect to a Snowflake. By the way, in the contents list there was also this authentication improvement, so you can see here that there are options now to use with Snowflake. Uh, but yeah, the connector itself, and then also you can select and filter what to actually send there. So this is showing the available nodes from this gateway, or from this edge, and there you can select that what to send. Uh, there's always also this NouxCloud forwarder. So this is basically the what we already have now. So pushing all the data basically. So this is here as a showcase to show that okay, we are by default we are sending the data. It is possible to filter that data also. So you can select that what to actually send to our databases and what to send to some other places. But yeah, this is actually a quite big thing to be able to do these kind of things. All right, moving on. Uh, smaller improvement to the Modbus data collector on the edge. So data types have been added. Those of you who are using Modbus recognize these, that okay, now all of these are supported, and also these data types within this data type is now within that type is now supported. All right. So that was the new edge features, and then some smaller improvements. starting with the version indication. So here in the banner under three dots that you have these options available, there's also now this version is indicated, so it's easier to keep track that what version is going on, and you can see if you are using both our demo and our prod version, you can see that how they go, that each release we bring in something new, and it's easier to control that where you are and what version you are using. Then alerts, we have added this from to selector to alert list. Here you can see them. Uh, the reason here is that if there were customers who use a lot of alerts, more like as an event center, so to speak, so this could this could have gotten really big, the amount of alerts, and then if it tried to always show everything, and even with the paginations and everything like that, it took a while. It slowed down this view. So now it is possible to select, and we are working around that problem that it's limited somehow. Just please remember now that this is affecting, so you need to select that how far you are looking back. But it's there now. Then in the data flows, we have added more blocks to the, let's say, to our library. Logic blocks, you can see them here. We have and, or, exclusive, or, and not. And I have also drag and drop them here to be seen. The thing is here with this and, by default it has two inputs, but by clicking here I can add some more, so I have added like four inputs to the and block. So these are now supported by default, which is nice, because previously if you wanted to use this, especially with multiple inputs, you needed to use the custom block to create this kind of thing. Okay, that is there now. And then this hide from role if flagged. This means that, well, as you remember, we have this user management and then permission control via roles, that what each user can do. Here we have the read and write permissions. But on top of that, it is there are some features that are under flags, meaning that it might be that it's available for you, but it's just hidden because nobody's using it. There has been a wish that I don't even need this module, so could you please make it go away? Yes, with flags we could do that, but unfortunately it was left still here to these roles. So for example, if this custom object and custom object schema would have been flagged out, they would still be here, and that would of course cause some confusion. So now if something is flagged away, then they will not be available here either. And this is what again makes the job of the key users, or whoever is controlling your users, a bit easier. All right, that was everything we had this time.